maybe. Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. It's been a couple of days and I've missed you guys. Hopefully you have missed me too. Currently doing more Ultima stuff. We have a bunch of new information from Freedom Factory I get to. And that's not just a random guy from down the street walking in the shop. That's my friend Mark. Totally bizarre that we hooked up down here. I'm at a car meet on Saturday night. It was one of those things I wasn't sure if I was going to go or not. I'm like, all right, whatever. I haven't driven the Viper in a few days. I'll take the Viper out. I cruised to this car meet, and it's really cool. There's a lot of cool rides there. And I'm pulling into the parking lot, and this guy looks at me in the window. I'm like, holy crap. And he goes, hey, Kevin, what's up? And I was like, no way. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, Mark's here on vacation. You know, he heard about the meet. We came down to check out some cool cars. No. Mark packed up his car, moved to Florida the week before. He heard about this car meet and came over, and there he is. And I was like, this is so bizarre, but it's actually worked out. He lives not far from here, what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes from here. So he's come over the last couple of days, helped me out with the Altima, helped me bleed the brakes. We didn't show you guys that because there's 11,644 different videos on how to bleed brakes on a car. This is a super simple process. And if you have two people, it's really easy. If you have a brake bleeder, either a push new fluid into the system or pull new fluid through the system. If you have that, that helps. And then usually on modern cars, you don't really have to do this, but on older vehicles, start passenger rear, furthest away from the master cylinder, and work your way forward. On modern cars, you don't really need to do that. There's proportioning valves, there's the ABS system, all that. But it's still a good habit. And so we got the brakes all bled. Mark was in there pumping the pedal, and he only pumped it, what, 20 times or something? Because when I did the vacuum bleeder, it got most of the air out of there, and it was firm, like Rock of Gibraltar firm. So yeah, it was pretty good. So we've been doing some Ultima stuff the last couple of days, and I got an email. So one of the guys, and I'll just pull it up really quick. One of the guys, one of the regulars on here, Trust, asked me some questions about it, and the number that I'd picked out is fine. That's the good news. The car must be stock. So you'll notice that the cold air intake is off of this. I'm going to do a trip to the junkyard tomorrow. I'm going to pick up a stock intake for the Altima. Disconnect airbags. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do that kind of in one shot versus going through and unplugging everything. And then we're supposed to run water and no antifreeze. So I have a whole bunch of distilled water, and we're going to drain we're pulling the radiator, which is something different. I'll explain that in a little bit, but we're going to run distilled water through it. They told me my 820 tread wear tires will be fine. I think they're being sarcastic. I couldn't tell if they were being serious or not. And then, sorry, Truss, the rule here is from Freedom Factory, no nitrous. So we're not allowed to run nitrous. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to show you guys the airbags and how to stop the airbags from coming off without taking all of them out. So the first thing you do is disconnect the battery, both terminals, hot and negative. Disconnect both of them. Now, go check Instagram, make sure you're not missing any messages, say hi to some people on Snapchat. You need to let the capacitors in all those airbags totally decharge. So you need about 5 or 10 minutes for them to lose their charge, and then your bags are going to be pretty safe. Still, you can have static electricity and stuff that can set them off. So you got to be really careful working with any of the airbag stuff, even with the battery disconnected. Disconnect the battery, take 5-10 minutes, go grab a Rockstar, hint, check other stuff. Or yeah, okay. We we're not biased here. Well, I am, but He does the monsters. I'm doing the rock stars. So we're covered on a lot of levels there. Um, make sure that stuff is disconnected and it's uncharged. Now, if you're going to be running the car after you've disconnected the airbags, you're going to have the airbag light flash on your dash. It's either going to stay steady or it's going to flash. Tough. Unless you go into the ECU and program that light to turn off, it's going to flash until you plug those back in. They have specific resistance that can tell when something's unplugged or something's not working correctly. That's why it flashes. It's a warning to tell you, hey, the airbags aren't going to work if you're in an accident. So it's a safety thing. There's a lot of safety stuff on here. Oh, and the one other thing that we did was the clutch bleeding. Now in this car, the master cylinder shares fluid with the brake system, the master cylinder for the clutch. So you have one fluid reservoir that does your front and rear brakes, and then at the bottom is another line that does your clutch. Now in this car, they have a service setting where it's a plastic line. Of course, it's cheap ass plastic. And you press down on the clip, and you're supposed to pull the clip away from the slave cylinder line into what's called the service position. Now, the difference between the service position and completely off and draining fluid is about 1 millimeter. So when you go and you have to hold the slave cylinder, because otherwise you're going to pull it out of the transaxle. So you're trying to hold this, push down the clip, and pull this back to a very specific spot. When I first did it by myself and I'm trying to do the air bleed, I pulled it back and I didn't realize that I had gone past the service position and it was basically just dumping fluid. So I get in the car and I pump it a couple of times and basically I emptied an entire bottle of Motul into the engine bay, all on the transmission, up up onto the exhaust, everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell? The pedal's stuck to the floor. And so I get back out and I did it a couple of times, of course, because I thought, there's a lot of air in the system. And then I look and just the whole engine bay is covered. So there's a lot of cleanup. Slide it back into the service position. It'll lock in the service position. Then you can bleed the air out of the system. So on the Altimas with the manual transmissions, be very careful when you're bleeding the clutch because you can go right past the service position and then it's basically just open and it's just dumping fluid. And then you use the pedal and it becomes a fountain. So that's a little tip if you're working on the Altima. What else did we do? We had a leak in the radiator. So that was one of those. I tried the little quick fix epoxy, did not quick fix. So a new radiator has been ordered, but we got to pull this radiator out. All right, let's see who's here. Hey, Truss. Hey, Truss. Yeah. Just if you go back and watch the intro, I talked about the nitrous. We are not allowed to run nitrous on these cars. So yes, the brakes are done. Brakes are awesome. Haven't rolled the car down the street, but when Mark was pressing on the pedals, he said it's real stiff, like 6th grade homeroom stiff. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so we're good on the brakes right now. And the reason I have the race ramps under there is because when the car is idling, the forward, the inertial, it just rotates the tires. It's part of the transaxle and how it works. So if there's no pressure on it, it'll just free float. And so I put these guys down to prevent them from rotating off. Probably best known nitrous. I'm going to go with yeah. Although Mark's trying to talk me into putting in a 75. Did you say a dry shot on this?
No, we'll go wet.
A wet shot? Okay.
Shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The fuel side.
Yeah. He tried to talk me into 75 shot, and all I can see is the cylinder head leaving the atmosphere, and I'm just as cool as that would be in the middle of a race, especially if you're like right on Cletus's ass or whatever, and you have a projectile come right out of your hood. That'd be a great TV spot. Or if you just see the whole transaxle come out of the driver's side of the car and go into the wall.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be interesting to watch. But We're not. Let's say this: we're not going to do this on this race. How's that?
Sure.
That sort of leaves it open. Maybe they change the rules. If they do, we'll put a scuba tank in the back and we'll run a 75 shot or 100 shot. Double the horsepower on this car with one shot. Plus,
Sprinkle a little bit of race gas in it.
yeah, these tires are not holding anything. So yeah, you did a 100 shot. All you're gonna do is a burnout. They're just gonna. So, we have that leaky radiator. We're going to remove the radiator tonight. We're going to show you guys that. First, we're going to hop in the interior, and I'm going to show you how to disconnect all of the airbags in one location. So, because the other option is to pull all the airbags, the one from the steering wheel, the passenger side one. You have to take the seats apart to get the airbags out of the seats, and then you have the side curtain airbags that come down over the windows. It's a lot to take out. So we're going to take out the center module that controls all of the airbags. And in most cars, this is going to be in sort of in the center of the car. Usually, sometimes it's under the dash, but it'll be very protected. And it's usually going to be on the center line, longitudinal center, the X axis of the car for, which side gets hit, that sort of thing. And like I talked about before in other ones, when you see the bright yellow connectors, that's related to the airbag system. So I'll show you guys the module that controls all the airbags, and I'll show you how to do that. Remember, your battery has been unplugged for at least 10 minutes. The Freedom I did not ask the Freedom Factory about streaming, but other drivers do stream. So I'm going to take the kit with me and set everything up. If they say, I'll ask them there. If they say no streaming, I'll just unplug everything and put it back in the truck. It'll be a very simple setup. It will be a mic, a camera, and the hotspot. So, and everything will be securely mounted. Not going to have, I don't need any more shit flying around the cabin. It's already crazy enough with, front fascias coming off and headlights and, yeah, I mean, you got 100 Altimas. Just think about that. Don't even think about Altimas. Think about 100 cars in less than half a mile. Just think, a drag strip is a quarter mile. So you have 2 drag strips long. Now you have to fit 100 cars in there. Okay, now make all those cars do 60 miles an hour. That's what we're working with. I got enough worries versus stuff flying around in my car, flying out of my car, whatever. So yeah, we're going to try and limit that. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to wheel you guys over to the inside. Mark's going to hop on the other side. We'll grab a light. I'll show you guys how to do the airbag turning off, airbag off, all airbags off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When removing the module, no power tools.
Oh yeah, no power. This is all hand tools, fingers. Try to make sure you're grounded. You don't want any static because even though it's unplugged, it does not, or unhooked from the battery, does not stop it from setting it off. It doesn't take much to set these things off. They're super sensitive. So be cognizant of that. If you want to, you can do rubber gloves. That's kind of a risk with, whatever. So just make sure you're grounded and you're not going to spark anything. And don't use power tools. There's no reason to. This is all very simple stuff. It's not heavily torqued. You're not holding an engine block together or anything. So what else? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. We'll get let's do.
The other one's under the hood. We can probably maybe hang it from that door.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get you guys in here. Let me figure out where the light's going to go. Oh, you know what we got to show them is the ball.
Oh, the glow dart shift.
Yeah, hang on. Well, because we had to take the shift knob off. So here's the shift knob. So check this out. All right. Whoa. All right, so we're going to turn off the lights here. Ooh, spooky. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. This is our shift knob. How cool is that? Oh, I set the sensors off. Sorry. All right. So this is fairly JDM-y. I might actually keep this. Can any airbags stay? No, they're supposed to all be turned off. On some cars, there is an airbag fuse or a relay that can be pulled. Again, if you're going to do that, unhook the battery, let it sit, cruise through TikTok for a little while, then come back, pull the relay. Just make sure there's no power in that airbag system. They do have capacitors in there, and capacitors hold a charge for a while, usually 5 minutes or so. You want to make sure that those capacitors are drained out. There's no juice in them. So yeah, I'm probably gonna keep this shift knob just because it's so obnoxious. I think it's funny. It's a little,
We figured our light situation out.
oh yeah, it's a little big for my taste, but I'm gonna bring you guys around. Can't really keep the key in here, can we? So give me a second to wheel you guys around. That shift knob makes the car. Yeah. I also looked at a Samurai Sword shift knob, Samurai Sword handle. I was like, yeah, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? No one thinks that's cool. So, all right, hang on. I'm gonna lower you guys down. Get down kind of interior level. There we go. That's a pretty good view. So, what we've done is bring it to this side. The shift, yeah, we got the one light over there, but that's okay.
Oh, I can turn this one off.
You sure?
Yeah, I can just
Okay.
use it down here if needed.
There you go. So the shift knob comes off, then the boot for the shift lever gets loosened. It won't slide all the way off unless you unhook the shifter and stuff. We don't really need that because we just need to get the center console out. We have 4 screws on that side.
There's one here, one on the same side, and
1,
2
2.
up top.
So there's 4 up front.
Then there's 2 along each side.
Okay, so there's
6 total.
4 on each side, or
3 on each side.
3 on each side.
Yep.
2 behind the seats, and then 2 up there underneath the.
Well, I'd say just one big one. The other one I think is just for the inside of this.
Oh, for the tray.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your e-brake, you want to make sure is vertical.
Yep.
If it's down, it's going to be hard to get this thing out. So, do you want my help, or can you? I can come down here. This lifts out as one piece. Just make sure you align the shift boot. Let me stuck on. Oh, there we go.
Just want to leave it up like this.
Yeah, we can set. I think the e-brake, because we still. Did you unhook the cigarette lighter or the power
Yes.
socket?
Yes.
If you want to, can we pull it up and we'll just slide it into the back, the trunk area?
See what's connected up here still somewhere, unless it's right on the
Yeah, hang on. Hang on a sec. We are still connected here.
Okay.
But it's just more than.
White.
I want to say it's tape. That's one. Oh, hang on. Nope, that's a tag. Yeah, can I have that light from over there? I'm just curious about the other connector here. Okay, hang on. If that guy will stay put, which he won't. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. Okay. So down here we have these 2 connectors, these guys, which are part of the console. And I think it's for the power socket and for something else. So yeah, we can do that guy like that. And didn't we find some change? We found some change in there. Find any more?
There's 26 more cents.
Awesome. Look at that. This car's making us money. What the?
I don't know. Food of some sort.
Oh. Oh, gross. What is that?
I have no idea.
Wait, why am I touching it? It's sort of natural. Go back.
Yeah, straw wrapper.
Oh,
That was way up under the.
how did that manage to survive? A straw wrapper. All right. So that's about it. So we just need to vacuum out in here, right?
Yep.
All right. All right. I'm gonna grab the camera itself so we can see this.
Okay.
And you know what we can do is we can put this on. Is there a big bolt right there? Oh no. Yeah, there you go.
Put it on that plate.
All right. Let me grab the camera. And I'm going to show you guys there. Hang on. That is our airbag module. Hang on, let me, because I'm balancing on one knee.
Yeah, I can pull this light back a little bit further.
Yeah, you're okay. All right, so there's our airbag controller. So all of that stuff, you see how he's center mounted in the car? All of that stuff needs to get unplugged. And we just have to be careful about not shocking anything or anything else. And then once it's all unplugged, we're going to unmount it from the car. And then we can put everything back in. What is that, warning labels?
Yep.
All this shit's going to blow up if you touch it.
The 12-volt
Yeah.
warning and all that.
So we're going to take this out because at tech, they're going to ask us, hey, are all your airbags turned off? Yeah.
Module was removed from the car.
Oh, Diane, if you're launching projectiles, you need a good theme. Yeah, that's very true.
And it comes with a free zip tie.
Oh, you got a bonus zip tie.
Yeah. Hasn't even been used.
Dude, this car's so shop ready.
Oh, and like I said, there's probably another 21 cents in the
Console.
lighter.
Yeah. Okay.
It's stuck in a couple orders now.
Yeah, we saw fuses in the console storage, and then we also found there's like 24 cents or something
down inside the socket, so it's probably short now.
Yeah, the socket was probably getting juiced all the time by the change that was rolling around in there, and that's why they were replacing the fuse for it. So that's our airbag controller. You can see the yellow plugs up at the top. Those are the ones we have to unhook. Those control all the airbags in the car. So if we unhook all of those and pull this module out, none of the airbags will go off when the car gets hit. And that's what we need to do. So are you grabbing tools?
Yep.
All right.
Just want to see things that these are 13s for this bracket. Perfect.
Now, do you want to unplug those or do you want me to?
Either way, I mean, it doesn't
all right.
matter.
Well, I'll move the camera out of the way just in case everything blows up. At least you guys will have a really cool view of it. I'm just going to slide you guys back here a little bit. This will be awesome video. Please don't.
This thing's been de-juiced for
what,
2 hours now?
Yeah. It should be okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go around that way.
Okay. I'll get out of your way.
All right, you guys, wish me luck. Now, it's also going to be kind of weird because the side curtain airbags will come down right here. The side curtain in the back will also come down. This will open up very quickly, and the steering wheel will open up. So, what is this?
The shield for that module.
Oh, no, this is a jumper. This is for the parking brake.
Oh, probably the light for the parking brake on the dash.
Yeah.
Engaged.
Okay. So, here we go. You know what? I'm just going to ground myself to the parking brake. There's
There
one.
you go.
There's two. Now, even though these guys are out, you can still get static. We'll probably do maybe some electrical tape, something over those,
Yep.
just in case. Well, actually, they need. Well, they won't have power.
No.
We're 3 for 3. Okay. And what do we have? Just the two 12s?
There's two on the back side and one on the front.
Oh, got it. Holy crap. I think a lot of that is soda too.
I probably could have got you the extendable jack wrench.
That's all right.
There's one in that corner right there. It should be.
Wow. A lot of that is soda too. That's not. I don't think they're supposed to be torqued to 65 foot-pounds. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these bolts back in here so we don't lose them. I'll show you guys the airbag controller. So we have this is like a safety bracket. So you have a safety bracket that goes over it, and then this is your airbag controller, and he's got gross stuff on the side here. So that's it. This is, once you show tech this module, your airbags can't go off because this is the controller for it. So just put these two guys together. He can go with our other pile over there. The carpet looks really, really nice under here. Hey, found another dime.
All right.
Another dime. I'm making so much money off this car. I should flip cars just for the change in the underneath all the seats and underneath the interior. There's a penny over here. Look at this. God,
Almost 30 cents tonight.
I can almost afford to pay you.
Oh God.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to ask, did you get a pit pass ticket?
Not yet. No.
Oh, okay. So there is a chance that Mark will be going with us to. Also, it would suck if your new job is like, oh, hey, do you mind working Saturday night all night? I don't think these bolts thread all the way through. They do not. Maybe they do. They do. In that first cabinet,
Yeah.
Just to the right of the toolbox, is electrical tape.
Yep.
And there should be a small thing of yellow on. Maybe, is there a thin yellow one?
Yeah.
Yep. And then in the cutting drawer, the small pair of scissors. All right, our bolts are back in. They go all the way down. They're torqued. Cool, thank you. Gonna use the yellow tape, and I'm gonna cover up the ends of these connectors. Again, Just trying to be safe. The last thing we want is an accident, right?
Radiator still dripping.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We started draining the radiator like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's still going. So just covered up those connectors so that stuff can't get in there. Accidentally set them off. Now, I don't know with the airbag modules if I don't know if they get power from these. I believe they do. So I know they get their signal. I just don't know if they get power. Because if they are just for signal, that's one thing. But if the airbags get power from the regular system, that is something totally different. I wish I had like big rubber caps for this. That'd be really nice. But we don't. The other reason we're doing it like this is because if we return this car to street driving or whatever, we can just plug this guy back in. Now, when we plug him back in, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to drain that battery probably for a good half hour. Then we'll come back in here. We'll reinstall this to make sure he's grounded out. And then we'll plug these guys back in. So we have the airbags now officially 100% do not work in this car. No matter if you hit that front end, you're not going to have airbags. I do have to do research to find out where the power comes from for the airbags to make sure that we don't have, static or, any kind of short or anything that causes them to accidentally go off. We are going to put the console back in. We're not going to do it now because I'm going to clean up a bunch of this stuff. Also, I want to reset the parking brake from, oh yeah, that's the switch. I want to get this cable a little bit tighter on the parking brake so that he engages closer to here versus here is where he starts to engage. And then pulling back further, that's when he locks. So I just want to get him a little bit tighter, not too much. So I'm going to leave this console off for now. And I'm going to come back in. I'm going to vacuum up a bunch of stuff and see if I can get this cable a little bit tighter. Then the console will go back on. Like we said, there's 3 screws. One here, one up here. There's a bunch of clips. The clips pop out very easily. And then there's a screw back here on both sides. So I guess there's technically 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 2 that go in from the top. Those are for the console tray though. Cool? Okay. We're done inside the car. We're done actually being smooth. The rest of this is going to be gross. And you're going to get to watch us fumble around. Are you guys ready for that part? All right. Can I give you this stuff back?
Yeah.
We'll get the tools and stuff out of here.
Yep.
And then when you put those guys back, I'll move the camera back around. Was the other light in here? Did you? I don't know where the other light went. Creaky, creaky, creaky carpet. Oh, there it is. All right. Set that up there. You guys ready? All right, this is going to be really gross, but got to do it. I got to say, being 6'1" and having a lifted Altima is kind of cool. Might have to do the 4-wheel drive version next.
Absolutely.
I just set the light on the dash, so I'll grab the other one from that side. All right. All right, this is going to be fun, and I'm going to raise you guys up a little just so comedic value. Let me grab this light. And we're done inside the car for now. We're going to come back over to the front. Oops. There we go.
Oh, that one's got
All right. So what we're going to do, this is our AC condenser. Sorry. There you guys, this is, hang on. Let me swivel this. Swivel. So we can go back a little bit. So this is our AC condenser, and this is part of the AC system. As you can see over here, he's hard lined in. So he barely moves at all. Now on this side, we just have the, it's a switch. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, we just have the switch here, condenser switch, and then the actual condenser itself. And we have way more movement on this side. So we're pulled out further towards the impact bar. We don't need to take the impact bar off because this guy isn't going to move that much more. Took off the 2 tops for the radiator. This is the actual radiator, which is right behind it. And our leak was on the opposite side. So the other thing we've done is we removed the fill nozzle, and we got, do we have access to this hose now? Not really. I was gonna say, if we move that guy back, maybe?
No, this hard line.
The hard line's in the way. I'm just, and we can't move. You can't move it further back. So we have part of the fill hose hooked up, and then we have the lower radiator hose. Because of how they put the clamp on there, the spring clips for the clamp are vertical. There's no way to reach it from up here. There's no way to reach it from underneath. So we're taking the lower radiator hose, the whole thing off, up by the thermostat up here. So this is where it's going to get fun, because we have to hold this guy out of the way and get the radiator out. He's not going to lift up because
Maybe if we drop this bungee cord and let this condenser slide out a little bit more and droop out of the way, we may have more movement.
the bungee cord was pulling him out because the hard lines were keeping him in.
No.
We don't have any swivel action on that. So yeah, our problem is going to be this lower hose.
I mean, we can zip this crash bar off and give us a lot more.
Whoa, come back here. I'm trying to figure out how to get to that hose clamp. That hose clamp is what's holding us up. Because we have a very small spot.
Of access, yeah.
Can you hold this? Just like support it, yeah. And then, so as soon as I try and come up, I hit the hose.
Okay.
The hose grabs. So that hose has to come off.
Or
Once that hose comes off, this comes out really easy.
Yeah.
All right, let me grab maybe some fun toys. Probably not fun toys. Let's see if I can get this thing.
here we go.
What'd you do?
I unplugged the condenser and let it drop out.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we got to support this, though, because it'll fold those lines. But yeah, if you let go. Okay. Can you lift that end that? Oh, but we can at least get to the hose clamp.
Yeah,
Okay.
pliers are back here.
Those are yeah. Can you hold the condenser too? Yeah, if you hold the condenser like that. Okay. We figured out how to do this.
We can put it on put the lower hose back on in the car or on the engine.
Oh yeah. That's me. Hang on. Stop. All right. Now the fun part is, whoops, getting that radiator hose loose. So I'm going to twist the radiator a little.
There you go. Loose.
Yep, I'm going to try and slide them off with the pliers. I didn't think that condenser line would flex that much.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. All right, it's about to get messy. You ready?
Yep. There shouldn't be much left in there though.
All right, let me find.
Oh, where's your
Yeah,
bucket?
it's okay. That's really about it. I'm trying to. Okay. I got the lower radiator hose. Got the radiator. And yeah, we're going to have to do the same thing on this side. So I just use the same, and that doesn't show jack. So where was the clamp? He, of course, is all the way underneath. Yeah, but these hard lines are in the way.
Yep.
So let me try. Where's the other side? Oh, crap. Yeah. No. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Hang on. Oh, these guys are stuck on here. I had these in the pool, and that's why they're a little corroded. Okay. Hang on. It's gotta go on the second notch. I don't want to stay there. Okay. One hose clamp off. Now this guy is all the way under there, right?
Yep. On the bottom side.
I just wanted to stick to the thing here. Crap. This is going to be really hard to get to. Do I keep tripping on that?
No, I was gonna put this under the bottom of this.
Oh, and yeah, just hook it up right there. Is that working?
Yes.
Cool. Now, crap. This one is really hard to get to. Basically have all of the AC lines in the way. and the alternator. I can't really tell if he's on this side. Yeah, he's on. Shit. Wondering if I turn it, this prop is in the way as well. Well, I got him turned. And he is coming off. But I need a different clamp. Different pair of pliers. Put this is a wiggle thing. There he goes. Okay. Wow. That's a huge pain in the ass. This guy, the clamp was all the way underneath. So it's really hard to get any sort of tool under there to get to him. And the fan shroud goes all the way around here. So he's really difficult to get around. Yeah. Cool. We will just keep them together so they can stay friends. Oh, get on there. How's that looking? Is it still a two-person gig? I am clear on this side. What do we got on this side?
That neck is hitting. It's going to come up and hit the core support.
So, line. This is a flexible line. This line is kind of flexible. Yeah.
I mean, the core support's only 6 bolts. Or the crash bar. That would give us more room to swing that condenser out of the way and the radiator will come right out.
I just hate taking the crash bar off if we don't have to. Yeah. $17.
I don't think they're that big.
Oh, whoa. They're little
14
tiny
and
guys.
15.
Yeah. You want to zip those?
Yep.
I would say 14s.
I grabbed a 14 and a 15.
All right. So we're going to pull,
No,
just,
13.
we're going to loosen these guys and move the impact bar off. And that will give us room to pull the condenser out a little further. Then we can clear the neck. Yeah, I think they're all gonna pachinko right there. That's loud as hell. Sorry, guys.
We'll lose our bungee cord right there.
Oh, it's okay because these ones we don't have to take all the way out. Just so we have some kind of flex there. Hopefully. In theory.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. You got that?
I got this.
He's catching on. He's catching right there. And he is not catching anywhere else. Of course, he catches on the tab over here. All right, hang on. Okay. Oh, don't fall back down there. Okay. Altima radiator is removed. Look how thin that thing is. You can see like through my shirt. Or you can see through to my shirt. This is our inlet. There's our drain petcock down there. There's the outlet. Yeah. This is the end of that. And oh, it did. That's just heat. But that's the end of our.
Put that drain back in the bottom of that or no?
Not really necessary, I don't think.
All right. I'll put it up there with the.
Yeah. Oh, the petcock. Yeah. Yeah. One less thing leaking. By the way, Truss, this did have a, or I should say, it still does. It does have a washer. The washer was actually stuck up in the petcock area where the petcock goes. It didn't come off with the petcock. So it did have a washer up there. So there we go. We have the radiator out. Just wondering if there's a.
We can probably go around the course, around the bumper support
I'm thinking about.
on the backside.
Can you grab him? And then just because it's going to be a couple of days.
And honestly, I would take those other bolts out so we've got more ease of access.
You think?
Radiator in. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to zoom those?
Yep.
And then, yeah, because it's quick to put that back on.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 bolts.
And it does give us just a ton more room. As soon as it comes off, he's going to fall.
I've still got one more left. Oop. Here we go.
Oh, except we've got.
Probably like an ambient temp sensor or something down there.
Yeah. Hang on. He's popping out here. In the screwdrivers drawer, top left, there's trim puller. Yeah, that one would work perfect. I think. There's one. Can you hold the impact bar?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Oh, actually, I can just do it like that. Okay, it's in there. There we go. Okay. Impact bar removed. This is what keeps you from dying. Ugh. Gross stuff in there. And these are these things that I unplugged. This is ambient air temp sensor, and this is a crash impact sensor. So if you're going over 30 miles an hour and this takes a certain amount of shock, that's what sets off your airbags. And this is your ambient temperature sensor. So when your car reads 78 degrees outside, it's coming from this guy. Cool. A little bit of cleanup, and the new radiator will be here. Radiator goes in, the hoses get hooked. We'll set those hoses up where the hose clamps are accessible.
We'll put the hoses on before it goes back in.
Yeah.
Oh, we still got to hook up lower back up down below.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, we can do that when the radiator goes in.
Yeah, we'll paper towel this for now.
Yep.
That's all we really need. Just to keep it from, number one, bugs and mice and stuff going in there, and two, fluid draining out. So you just put paper towels in there, rags, and that keeps, there's enough gunk inside your engine, you don't need any more. And that's kind of it. So like I said, we're learning on this Altima. The easiest way to get the radiator out is to pull the impact bar. If you still have AC, the condenser, unplug the condenser up here, help it slide out of the way. You do have flex lines for this, for the large one. And then for the smaller one, it does flex slightly coming out of here. Oh, it looks like there's a fender mount. So you have to pop him out of the fender mount, and he flexes enough to give you enough room to slide up. And don't forget your petcock is down there, and your lower radiator hose. That clamp needs to rotate. If you're going to try and get it from the bottom, it needs to rotate. If you pull it out like this, you can get it straight from the top in between the condenser and the radiator, or the fan shroud. So all good stuff. Really good stuff. And God, it helps so much to have another person here. I always say it, the second person goes 3 times as fast. So it's cool how that works out. What else we got? What was the other one? Oh, that's the big boy. That's the big boy. Let me wash my hands quick, and then I'll touch the gear again. Cool. So, big progress. We have officially a legal vehicle. We're playing by all of the rules. I'm going to come back over here, just because this way you guys are kind of out of the way. It looks a little different without a radiator in it, I have to admit, but it's cool. So we're officially playing by all the rules now. We have, we know the numbers that we're going to use, and that'll be a reveal for you guys, because I'll do that stupid asshole YouTuber teaser and say, check out the numbers. Yeah. You won't believe number 7. Yeah, whatever. We'll do a big reveal on the numbers, which is cool. What are you looking for? On top of the.
Oh, I see it now.
The numbers we'll do a reveal on, and we'll also do reinstalling the new radiator when it gets here. Allegedly on Sunday, hopefully on Saturday, and What else? We're not putting nitrous on it. The last thing to really get this thing off jack stands are two things. We're going to remove the exhaust, which is again also by the rules. We're basically going to be running a straight pipe all the way out the back.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did we? I didn't even look to see if we could. Oh, we have to have cats.
Yeah, so we're just gonna add,
Just the muffler.
yeah.
Yeah, just going to do the muffler. So we'll just have a 2-inch exhaust out the back, just a straight pipe, and then the muffler's got to weigh 30 pounds.
Out.
They're heavy as hell, and it goes across the whole back of the car. So the muffler will come out, and I'm also going to reset that parking brake. I want to make sure that that is sort of in a better spot. Now, the parking brake is a drum and hat design. So, or well, it's called drum and hat. It's a disc brake on the outside, and then the inside the hat of the disc is actually a drum brake, and that's where you have shoes, and that's for your parking brake or your emergency brake. So what happens is there's auto adjusters in there. When the pads get worn down, the auto adjuster will click over one more notch, and then your brake will pull earlier. But this is at kind of the edge of that. So I'm going to adjust the handle inside and try and get a little more room. And then if necessary, I can do that. Versus tearing the caliper comes apart, the pads come out, everything, and then you have to go in there and then you click it. I don't know. There might be a viewing window. We can check out all data about adjusting those, but sometimes there's a window in there. You can just use a little screwdriver and make it tighter or looser. But for simplicity's sake, I want to make sure that the parking brake works really well because it is a purely mechanical system and it's not related to engine, power, anything else. So if bad shit starts happening with your car, you can yank up on that. And it is a cable and it goes direct to the brakes in the back of the car. You can stop stuff from happening. Even if your car's stuck in gear and your engine's still running, you can still pretty much stop the car, or at least control it. And that's what I call it, a safety, emergency brake or a parking brake. It's to be used in emergencies. So that's about it, at least for tonight. You guys saw how to remove the airbag module. I'll show you that again. What does it say on it? It has a whole bunch of warnings. It's got them in Arabic and Japanese, English. Do not strike. Do not strike, drop, or disassemble. See service manual for other precautions. Failure to follow precautions may cause sensor to fail or unintended airbag deployment. And that's what it says on there. So it gives a direction forward. It's obviously got an accelerometer on it and important part number information. But yeah, this is your airbag control module, and that's where your 3 plugs go. You have a fourth. I don't know what that option would be for. You have a locator pin, and then you have your 3 mounting bolts. And this thing is mounted in there very tightly. So be careful with this if you're going to put it back in the car. But right now, this car, no matter what happens, if we drive it 100 miles an hour, those airbags aren't going off because it doesn't have this guy. So that makes it a lot easier than going through, pulling all the trim panels, unplugging the airbag itself, putting the trim panel back on, taking the steering wheel completely apart, unplugging the airbag, putting the steering wheel back together, taking the dash apart, unplugging the dash airbag, all the trim panel. It's easier to remove the module that controls all those. That's why we did it that way. And like I said, at Tech, we can show them that the module's out. They don't have to tear anything apart and look. So that will help. By the way, Cooper did not take me up on my Altima headlight for the mac and cheese.
Man.
I was really hoping to do like a mac and cheese mold here. But by the way, these are like $350
Are they really?
for a pair of these. I thought Altima headlights were like $82. But this design with the 2 halos and they're super expensive.
Okay.
So at one time, someone tried to make their Altima super awesome. They did try because they actually put money into the stereo. That Pioneer's no joke. That's a $1,000 head unit.
Oh, really?
So at the time, it was super kick ass. But That's how it goes. Like I said, we're going to keep the cool shift knob, at least for now. I don't know. You can't. It doesn't. It's so much cooler when it glows in the dark. So maybe we'll go out with that. How's that? That would be cool. That's about it for tonight. We're gonna come back. We got to hit the junkyard tomorrow. So we'll probably do junkyard and lunch. Does that sound? That sounds like a good plan. You always get hungry going to the junkyard, and got to get a stock airbox for this. Now, the last time I was there, I saw a couple of Altimas that did have stock airboxes. So we're going to take some pictures tonight, make sure everything still fits correctly. But we'll be back tomorrow night putting stuff back together. And we'll also show you guys how to take the exhaust off. Now, we did try yesterday, or was it this morning?
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. And the two bolts literally ate themselves. So there was so much corrosion on there. The bolts completely rounded out. They are now the shape of this. So sorry, we got to cut those, or sorry, the nuts. We have to, this sounds so bad. We're going to have to cut both nuts off. I really didn't want to say that on the live stream, but it's true. We're going to have to cut the left nut off and the right nut off. The good news is we're going to get new nuts for it. So that's the good news. And then we'll show you how to take the exhaust off. The car is going to stay on jack stands until we get the radiator in here, because it's a lot easier to work on it when it's up higher. And once the radiator gets here and we put all that fluid in there, do you want to do the flush with the air system, with the airlift you have? Because if we do that, that would actually, then we just put water in the.
No, you just use the airlift. It'll vacuum the entire system out. It'll pull
all of the coolant
out of the engine.
Okay.
Then we'll just have a bucket set up for the excess.
Yeah.
Then we'll get another bucket and put all the water in it. And
okay.
That valve, and it'll, once we disconnect air supply from it, it'll gravity pull from the bucket back into the system and fill it.
Oh, so we don't do it beforehand. We do it once the radiator's back in.
Yeah.
You want a sealed system for it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. So you don't have to flush it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, it'll pull everything out.
Pulls everything out and then you switch it over and it pumps all the new stuff in.
Yep.
Okay. I like that system, so we'll run that. And all the hoses actually looked really good, which is surprising. For a 2008 Altima that had basically no maintenance on it, or very little maintenance, the hoses were actually in really good shape. So we're lucky with that. Don't have to replace any hoses. Do have to do the stock airbox. So that's gonna
drill some holes in the bottom of it.
Yeah, we're gonna help it breathe better, definitely. So yeah, that's about it for tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you to all the new subscribers. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying this, and hopefully this helps you if you're gonna go enter the Altima 600. The next one that they have. When's the next one? Like, was it in April or something? I don't remember. They're going to be doing more of these, I'm sure. And so hopefully if you're building one for that event, you guys can use some of this information to help make your Altima as cool as this one.
2026.
Oh, are you looking up schedule?
Yep. So they do that with the Freedom 500 as well, right?
Yeah, well, the Danger Ranger.
Okay, so
whenever the Danger Ranger 500 is.
So this one's January 16th and 17th.
Yep. They're also 16th. They're doing late models and midgets and something else.
It is not letting me go past Summer Nats in March.
Okay, they're going to be doing it. They've talked about it, so it'll be in a couple of months. But if you are building one, at least you have some hints on how to do this stuff and how to take radiators out and how to do intakes and replace brake pads and, you know, the good way to do it without spending a shit ton of money. You can spend, if you want to, you can spend 200 grand and get a super badass Altima, but it's going to get beer canned. So this is hopefully working out for everyone. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, put them down there. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I'm super easy to find, and I do my best to reply to everyone. So I love hearing from you guys, and I think that's it. We'll come back tomorrow, and we'll do the airbox, and we'll do the muffler, which is kind of ironic because we're doing intake and exhaust. That's funny. And we'll keep going until this car is pretty much set for the Altima 600. It's going to dominate. I'm totally sure of it. So yeah, thanks again for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to switch off the lights, and we're going to go out on this. All right. All right. Give me a second here. Ooh, spooky shift knob. Spooky shift knob. Whoa. Oh, thanks, lights. They killed my spooky shift knob. Spooky shift knob. Trying to do this left-handed. Why? Yeah, just the lower button there. All right, we'll do this left-handed. Ooh, scary.